Okay, we're going to have a look at this Corel MotionStudio real quick. Now I'm going to go ahead, I think, and just start with presets. Now, I mean, you can do, and it's quite simple, to just create your own text item in here and assign it textures and stuff like that. It's all just drag and drop. Do stuff like this with it and stuff like this with it. Now I rendered this to a, now you can export any of these too directly to Video Studio, and it's actually really quick. And it'll drop it right in, kind of as is, I guess. Or you can, export to a video file or what have you. In fact, here's a WMV of this that I created, but you got to go set it up, and find the right codec in their codec list, so it's a little bit of a pain in the ass. But this video here, is only about 402 kilobytes, so so it's not that big. It actually did a pretty good job compressing it. In its default settings, though, it looked awful. I mean, it was grainy and everything, but in fact, I'll show you what it looked like. It looked like this, but on the other hand, that's only 31 kilobytes. So, but at any rate, that's the whole shtick of it. But, yeah, I mean, creating this text, I just basically added that text. I came over here to, let's see, texture somewhere. 3D models, let's see, where was it? Oh, maybe it's object style. Yeah, material gallery. And I added like one of these textures at a key point here, and then to begin with, and then well, actually this has the same texture throughout. This other one that I did, well, this one actually, it's the one I just created. It has, it starts with like a metallic texture, and again, you just really drag it and drop or double click it, and it'll apply it to your currently selected object, I believe. But you can see the texture changes, because they use a different texture later on. So let's see. Right now I've got this ball selected. I don't think you can add textures to some of these predefined objects. I think you're kind of stuck with what they give you. But at any rate, let's see. Okay, text objects. Yeah, let's go just add this in here, and just double click to edit it. And here, if you select it, you can change the font or whatever you want. Okay, and what we just created, is pretty much just a static frame. If I go like here, okay, you got these abilities to move it, rotate it, or scale it, or resize it. Now let's resize it, and if you hold your shift key, it'll do it uniformly. If you don't, it's It's a little goofy how this works. It's really awkward, um, but still a little bit of practice, can be gotten used to. Okay, so basically, just using keyframes, I created that animation, and of course you can add additional keyframes, um, as you please, just by selecting a spot and clicking on it. So let's say, like right here, you look at texture. Okay, let's say I wanted to double clicked on it. So let's find a let's see, glass, stone. Okay, let's go ahead and convert it to stone. Just apply it there, and if you want to, you can change the scale. Rotate or resize. So change it to like 50 by 50. Alright. So, but basically it'll fade from our initial texture to that texture between these 2 points. So, you can see it's basically starting out with the texture barely applied at all, but then it gets more and more intense as it goes. So now if you want to edit a different attribute, you can do it over here too. So if we go here, for example, and look at its transparency, we can put a key and then come here, okay, and edit its transparency and pull it up like that. So that makes a keyframe, but it doesn't start getting transparent until the end. So so anyway, that's one set of effects that you can apply. And let's see, you can add other objects, or you can create objects in this little editor they have here, but you can also import them, from like Adobe Illustrator, or insert background image, import graphics right here. Let's see, the funny thing is it won't actually import like Corel Draw, which is really weird, but you really can only import like Adobe Illustrator, but you can always export that in Corel Draw. But I'm surprised they make it that big of a pain in the ass. But this is really limited little text editor right here. Doesn't even have an undo key, so if that tells you anything. Well, it does. I mean, you can press Control Z, but okay. Oh, here's the undo and redo. Okay, so it's giving you a preview of it. And what our object's supposed to look like, which is kind of weird because that doesn't look anything like what I created. But well, then you can come down here and press OK, or you could reset it, or what have you. At any rate, and then that inserts our object. So that's its interpretation of it anyway. Hold Shift key to rescale it. So it'll start out big, and now the thing is, I don't know if I can apply a different texture to it or not. Yeah, I can. Just drag and drop it. I think if you double click it, it applies it to the scene. So I'm not sure about that, but you know, Control Y is redo, Control Z is undo. Now if you double click it, it just applies it to the selected texture. So, but some of these effects apply to everything. So but let's see, let's do a rotation on it. Okay, so alright, so that applies it there. Now let me go, you know, look at some of these other effects. I don't know. Oh, and by the way, if this ever gets screwed up, which is easy to do, just double click on the top, you know, and here are the visibility for the various windows and so forth. But you can also, you know, go here and select camera and, you know, like change your point of view, I suppose, as a key point, I guess, because we're on camera. So let's see what happens there. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. So I guess let's just reset to our original view. But at any rate, you can, you know, like at our key point, you know, you can change the distance, so you can kind of start, you know, pulling it out or changing the camera lens. So but you can also, you know, come down to the object effects gallery and start applying, you know, like twisting and other kind of weird effects to it into a given object. So so it sort of distorts them. So you can see, you know, what's going on here. But it distorts them for the entire duration. I don't know that you can apply it between keyframes. Well, it does have a point there. Let me try to remove it. Well, you know, let me Control Y it. Okay, so you know, we got a free form now. Like I said, you know, we get these objects, my text, etc. That's how to select, you know, which object you're working on, or you can just click on it. Have to keep freeform frame there. Apparently there's really not much you can do in this, so you know, it doesn't have a lot of properties or parameters you can edit, so you know, I guess you're pretty much stuck with you know, with its defaults when it comes to those effects. Now you know, if I wanted to stick another object in there, you know, like say one of their 3D models, or say something like this, stick that in there. Now that's going to be persistent throughout the entire frame unless I move it, and I'll move it to a different location, because we don't have a keyframe at the end of it yet. So if I move it to the end, our camera's still pulling out, etc. But I can go into Object Effects, Object Motion, and I can apply one of these motion effects to it. So like I said, that's pretty cool. I'll let me close some of these down. But you can also, apply other effects, like you see here. I applied well, let's just see what I applied. The fireworks effect here. I don't know where I found it. Let's see, view thumbnails. That's a quick way, if you know an effect, to find out where you got it. But you got these different types of fireworks, you can apply. So, I just, chose, I think, the first one or something like that. I don't know. But at any rate, we got, other kinds of clouds, lighting effects, etc. So, motion blur. Oh, that's cool. Lightning effects. I don't know if you can apply more than one effect. I'll see if you can. It gets slower and slower and slower the more effects you add. And that's pretty slick. Now, like I said, you can see this reflection effect. I can't apply that to an individual object. It applies it to everything. So it's kind of a global effect. I probably got it off of here. Yeah, reflection, global. So you'd have to keep it to, like object effects, if there are any. So, object effects, there's really just an object motion effect that would apply to an individual object, but this is global. So you also do have particle effects, and as well as global versions of those effects. But I'm going to render a couple of these and save them, and I'll get back to you. This is a renderer too I selected. This is a lot like MotionStudio. But it does take it a little while. This is 90 frames, but I'm sure the more complex it is, the longer it'll take. Yeah, I don't know if they actually make this tool anymore, because again, I haven't really seen any new tutors on it. Most of them are like 4 or 5 years old. So it implies that Corel discontinued it. So I don't want to spend that much time on it, but it's still a neat tool. Especially if you want to do little bump videos or whatever, which is what most people use it for. It's, great for, adding a good intro to your videos, and it's pretty simple to use. See, that wasn't actually that long either. That didn't take that long. Let's see what it looks like. Shit. Okay. I have to put that in one of my videos. Okay, let me do I'll close this down and do another, so I can get to the next two. We'll probably play with this next. This is how you set the dimensions, apparently. Oh, before I forget, okay, when it comes to objects, you can do these plugins. So you got, like a, selection of different plugins that apply to various objects. But since those are pre-made objects, again, you've got limited. Again, I could have done selected it here. But you got limited plugins you can apply to a stock object, but you come into like text, you get all these different things you can do, including object explosion, jumps, fire, glow, merge. I think these are more the global effects, but human motion, that's interesting. Yeah, but this freeform was kind of interesting because you can go edit that somehow. But anyway, I'm going to remove that. File, close. Yes. Okay. Now this one, because it was so small, that took like 10 seconds to convert it to a video. Let's see how long this takes. This will probably take quite a bit longer. It's got a lot of effects in it. Yeah, it's going to take longer. Now, that other one was done by now. I mean, let's see what frame we're on. See, it does estimate how long for you. Okay. So, there you go. Now, I would try exporting this to MotionStudio, but since I'm doing the screen capture with MotionStudio, I really don't want to. Alright, I've already captured this one. Let me create a new file. Okay, and let's see if we can set the project dimensions. That doesn't look like 640 by 480, that screen I created. Thousand by 600. Well, we could select a standard down here, I guess. I don't know if that affects the output or if it's just our screen here. Now let's let's start with, where the fuck are we? Oh, we're in Lightning. Okay. We don't have a text object, but plop one in here. I want to show you this. This is pretty slick. Okay, Corel. Yeah, what the hell? We'll just stick with Corel, right? Good a text as any. Go to a plugin. I don't have to because it is down here. Let's see. Material gravity, material attributes, bevel. Okay, object effects. So we got object motion. This is the gallery of object motion types we have. So we got bending effects, as you can see there. Psychedelic effects, that's kind of cool. Huh. What the hell's going on with our Corel draw? Path animation. Huh, okay. Guess I applied something by accident. Anyway, this stuff would be fun to play with if I weren't going to show you something else. Let's see, freeform. So we've already seen that a little bit. Okay, object explosion. Let's see. Yeah, but we got actual text effects too, and this just applies to regular objects. So we got stylized, cartoon, that's kind of neat, and then twists, but that's to regular objects. But when it comes to text, we got a lot more options. So we got blast. Like I said, a lot of these things, you can do it certainly in 3D Studio, but at the end of the day, it's, if you just want to do just a quick deal, I mean, because you can import 3D Studio models too, by the way, into this. So you can make some kind of logo or something and deal with it. But let's apply this to our model, okay? So, it kind of shatters it apart, so it's pretty slick. So anyway, so that's, that's pretty cool. I just wanted to show you these different effects, but you got jump effects, motion effects. I don't know if you can apply this effect at the same time. I guess we could try it and see what happens. Yeah, so it's being blown apart in a tornado. That's great. Got path animation, so the rocking clock, etc. Surface animation. That's a lot to take in. Text wave, token rotate. But some of these can be applied to objects, because this one guy, his video, he actually used this to actually cause the door that he was creating, to rotate. Because you can add primitives in here, too, by the way. So, I mean, let's try that really quick. In fact, let me adjust the camera and just pull it back overall. So I'm not going to animate that effect. So, that gives us more room on our screen. But let me go select a, well, I guess I got to draw it here. I didn't know that. Oops. Undo. Okay. I guess you can only draw it like that. Anyway, okay. No. Let's set that up here. So, and then apply one of these effects to it. Like this. Okay. So, like I said, it doesn't have to be just applied to text. You can apply it to objects too that you create. So, so I guess you can insert geometric objects though if you want to. I don't think it matters where you insert them. So, it starts from there, and let's put it here and see what happens. Boom. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, so let's see if we can go here. So that's right where it's at. Okay. But again, I don't think you can, when you insert effects, I think they got to start from the beginning of the frame. And you can change the length of the duration, like here, etc. think I can just insert like a like an effect to it or not at a given point, because I think it'll apply it throughout the frame. Yeah. So, that kind of sucks, it'd be nice if I could apply it at certain points, and maybe you can, maybe I just don't know how. But like I say, see, now we have it in there, I might be able to click it, okay, as a point, and see if we can alter it, because we do actually have some attributes on this that we can change. And level 51. Okay, you can see how the attributes are changing. And what I want to do is actually reset it to default. Okay, rotate 30, but let's say level 0 right here. Okay. It's holding together. Now it starts breaking apart. That's what I was looking for. So yeah, you can alter that. Time point, it's just a little bit of a pain in the ass to do it. So these are all in the job training folder, by the way. Now, one thing I hadn't looked at yet is applying scenes. So you got lighting, effects that you can apply, camera effects that you can apply, and I don't know what these do actually. And they're not animating or anything, so I don't know what this is supposed to mean. Color background, image background. Okay, here we go. It's a gradient background. Oh, that's kind of cool. Huh. Oh, by the way, on our object, well, we got it selected. Okay. Oh, that's cool. Huh. Apply video texture to it. Okay, let's see what that does. I don't know if you can just apply any video or not. That's kind of slick. Okay, let's apply that psychedelic texture. Magic. Ceramics, so these are just basic materials right here. You can do bevel effects too, as you can see. Huh. Slick modivity. See, where do the textures go? Some objects. Huh. There we go. And we'll apply one of these psychedelic textures to it and see what happens. Well, I guess you could change the... Well, let's try a different one. I think you can animate the textures too at some point. I mean, in fact, I know you can. I'll show you, because I did that before. Yeah, it's color and texture is what it is. But like I said, let's go put a key here, okay, and then another key here, and we'll apply that texture to it. Like I said, I don't really know quite what that object is, but well, I guess that didn't work. Oh, I don't know. Probably because I didn't back it off enough. I don't know. Well, anyway, you get the idea, though. But you can apply more than one texture to it. I don't even know if these are actual textures, because it really is just kind of psychedelic, right? So apply this to it. Yeah, I can see that psychedelic is still going to be applied. And here we go. Well, you can't edit it. Hue shift. Yeah, but I don't know, Anyway, I'm not going to worry about it. Wasting time with it. But again, you can't have, that's not a texture. That's why we're having difficulty. But I guess I can add another fucking object to it. Insert particle effect. So go ahead and insert a torus. Okay, now that's our currently selected texture. Let me move that somewhere. Okay, we're at the end of the frame, so go to the beginning of the frame, move it down here. Alright, so there's all that. Save button, I guess. Yeah. Okay, particle effects. You got custom, got fire, or bubble and then fire, and I don't know how that differs from this. Okay, so that would almost seem to be applied to your object, but I guarantee you that will catch everything on fire. See? Oh. Yeah, see? It'd be kind of neat if I could apply this after the fact, though. But I don't know how the hell you apply these. Because the thing is, I can't just insert the key, plug in mask. Okay, so you can disable and enable it here, but it does create these animation points throughout it. I can try deleting them, but I don't know if that really works. So, like I said, it's a shame, you can't choose, more readily where you want these to occur, I mean, I'd like something to catch on fire later, not throughout the entire animation. But, we've already seen lightning, and now we got glow, motion blur. That's kind of slick. Natural paint, shadowing, reflection, which we saw with that basketball and the other one. But again, it applies it to everything. That's what global means. Fireworks we've already seen. And you got some lens flare effects. It's pretty slick. You've seen this in one of those other videos. Spotlights, that's cool. Sparklers. Depth of field. Okay. Now snow. This is a general particle effect. So, I mean, I've added this before. I just don't know if you can actually control the location of it. I guess you can, okay. Let's see what happens. Okay, so anyway, so that's pretty slick right there. I'm going to go ahead and animate this sucker before I do anything else. I'll render it. Create video file. So that'll be interesting to see how this comes out, what size it comes out to. Well, see, the size is set here, it doesn't matter what our frame is. Let's huh. Okay. But again, just like Corel Video Studio, it's hard to know what your resolution is going to be without selecting these. I mean, it's very poorly thought out. I mean, this really does suck. It's you just don't know what the fuck, your output's going to be. I mean, it just doesn't tell you. These are all for like internet download speeds and crap like that. But I mean, I don't have a clue what it is until you select it. So that's like 320 by 240, which is what we've already got. So it's like 320 by 240. I mean, because you can't customize the size. Well, I guess you can here. Hold on, let me go back to the one we were at. High quality. See if I can customize it. Okay, yeah. So that's not bad. You can, but well, again, a lot of these you still don't know what the size is. So we'll just go 640 by 480, and this will probably take a while. See what time it's estimating. I don't know, it's trucking along on it, but if it's this size, that's not what I selected. It's supposed to be 640 by 480, right? Yeah, no, that's definitely not what I selected. Jesus. Okay. No, see, it's still listing 320. I mean, what the fuck? Guess I didn't do it right. New. doing. I just want to select it. Who knows? But again, that's what I'm saying, is it's totally retarded. What good does it do me to customize it if I can't apply it? You know, there's no option here to apply anything. You know, you got a description, details, okay, but, you know, allows me to edit these things, but who gives a shit since I can't apply it to the fucking goddamn whatever? You know, why would I want to edit it? And, you know, export it where? Quality based. What does this even get? Okay, and that's all it did. Okay, well, what do I do with that? I can't do anything with it. So why do I care? I mean, why do I care what this is? You know, why would I want to edit it or anything else if I can't apply it? I mean, I can't do anything with it. See, I mean, I can't. There's just nowhere I can change it. So I mean, why would I fucking give a shit? You know, there's nothing I can do with this. I mean, why would I care? Why would I have that in here? You know, just to fucking annoy you is why. That's you know, because I don't want this lousy fucking resolution, but I got fucking no other choice. Oh shit. That's the best I can do, is just try to find something that's already preset. You know, that really is goddamn annoying. And that still doesn't look like it's going to come out right now, does it? And it still looks like 320 by 240 is what it looks like. Yep. Oh, no, it did come out right, so that's lucky. But yeah, that drives me crazy, you know, that you can't just freely set your resolution. That's just fucking nutty as a fruitcake. Okay, so that's got that fucking done, and now oh, this is cool. Let's apply this. Okay, kind of goes with the motif. Alright, select modivity. Now, I was going to apply just like an image background, which I assume you can import those. That could be a big assign. Yeah, you have the ability to import it. Insert, import. So I guess if I had a video background, well, what's it looking for? Easy palette files. Okay, well that's something different. So I don't know if you can create your own video backgrounds or not. So they probably want you to buy theirs, I'll bet you. Anyway, let me go ahead and render this. Now I can easily extend this frame out too, by the way, and I'll show you that in a second. Okay, that didn't take too long. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, I'm moving at warp speed. Shit, that was fast. About 3 seconds. Okay. So anyway, if I wanted to make this thing longer, I would just have to go change duration, and holy shit, boy, I can add can really get carried away there if I wanted to. Let's say 150. So basically, the effects will just continue. It may have slowed it down. I don't know. Well, let's go ahead and render it and see what happens. Okay. The results. Yeah, it's still moving pretty fast. Okay, so let's compare that to so notice where the donut ends up. Yeah, I think everything's moving slower, so when I increased the duration, I think it just scaled everything out. I don't know if you can change that or not, but it's a good idea, when you're starting your project to go in advance how long you want it, but it does at least scale everything out if that's what you want it to do, because I know that would be handy sometimes. But I did want to show you, I'll just make a new, let me close this one. New file, and let me just put an object in here, like a, cube, why not? So you can go in here and set an object you create and do like a freeform. I might actually have to look up how to do this. Open editor, okay. Now, okay, again, right mouse allows you to rotate. If you got to move, rotate, scale. You can change the number of handles on it. So you can fix these suckers up, and it doesn't do anything. Do a wireframe, of course. Now how you zoom in, I have no clue. See, it works on the corners here, but I guess on an object like this, you can only distort the corners. So anyway, but you can transfer that in here. And see if we can okay. So, like I said, you can do quite a bit with this little program. But I call it still more of a toy, but I mean, I think it could be useful because, you do have, a palette of options, so, you can get creative with it, if you can resist getting carried away. But like I said, the lightning effects, let's add some lightning to it. Fuck it, I like lightning. Where is it? There it is. There it is, Mr. Anderson. Okay, fuck it, we'll apply that to it. Wish it came with sound effects. control the amount, you know, the opacity, length, width, you know, edit the path. Okay, yeah, so you got a path editor in here. So probably allows you to get really carried away. Okay. And probably change the path at that edit point, I don't know. But at any rate, yeah, I don't know. I was wondering if I could put it behind the object instead of in front of the object, but just remember, like I said, you know, we got lots of other fucking options down here. I think most of these are available over here, so I think they're already loaded. This is just another way to select them. So we'll put some spotlights in there. Do thumbnails. Yeah, that's good. So now let me stop it. Let's go put a texture on this of some kind. Where the fuck are those at? Let's see what I can find here. Texture, show thumbnails. Okay, so we can. That might be a good texture. Let's try it and see what it looks like. You see, I applied it at that point. Notice. So I'll put another frame here, and then I'll put, you know, like this texture there. I guess that's money. I don't know what that is. Well, no, I guess I can't apply. Well, I can apply multiple textures. I don't know what the fuck happened. You know, again, I've done it before. I think you just got to drag it instead of double clicking it. Maybe. I don't know. No, apparently not. I don't know. I know I've applied multiple textures before. But no. I don't know. You know, you tell me. Anyway, confusing as hell. Well, let me go to mapping first. Sucks they don't have a. That's weird. Okay. It's estimating 1 minute and 16 seconds. Okay. That took about a minute. Oh, damn it. It is modifying the texture, but it won't let me change textures for some reason. I'm telling you, I did that on that one video. Okay. Let me do one last thing, and that'll be it for the tutor. Image background. see, where should we put this? There. That might be a little too light. You know, this is pretty much the same textures you get in MotionStudio. Okay, I'll put it there. Alright. Now, create video file. Okay, and here we are with a background. 3 seconds worth of video. Okay, anyway, still a cool little toy, you know. Could be useful. Like I said, it'd still be a lot more convenient doing these quick effects here than 3ds Max. Because, you know, that's got to be a little more deliberate. This, you can kind of just toy around with it.